Now, Mike, I'm just going to remind you, if you don't know how to say the name, keep the name out your damn mouth.
The Michigan Senate race is fully underway after Abdul El-Sayed's victory over Haley Stevens in the Democratic primary. But now all attention is turning towards Mike Rogers, the MAGA bootlicking corporate shill hell-bent on being the most racist and Islamophobic POS for the next 3 months. But Abdul is taking this fight head-on and hitting the campaign trail running in these new over-the-weekend events, whereas it has been crickets from Mike Rogers. Take a look.
I'm up against a guy named Mike Rogers. And Mike Rogers, well, he's decided that he wants to focus on my name. My 11-letter first name. Now, Mike, I'm just going to remind you, if you don't know how to say the name, keep the name out your damn mouth. Or just call me Abdul. But I got some opinions about his name. See, it's very fitting for him, Rogers. Because that's his answer every time a corporation or Donald Trump tells him to do something. Mike, we need you to put a data center in the backyard. Roger. Mike, we need you to hike their prescription drug prices. Roger. Mike, we need you to rubber stamp this war we shouldn't be fighting. Roger. Mike, and this one's Donald Trump, I need you to lick these boots. Roger.
Abdul, I speak for all of us here in Michigan when I say that we are done with Rogers. Go back to Florida where you belong.
And that phenomenal speech right there isn't even the half of it, right? Ever since winning the primary, Abdul has been gloves off, pulling no punches when it comes to attacking not only Mike Rogers, but also Big Daddy Donald Trump.
Abdul, Donald Trump seems to think you're a gift to the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
I'm a gift to the state of Michigan, God willing, and hope to win this election.
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
See, this right here is what it looks like when you are running candidates who are not 800 years old and are hell-bent on taking the same corporate PAC money that Republicans are, right? Because young, energetic, electric, progressive candidates like this are quick, they are smart, and they are funny, and they can also critique Donald Trump and these same corporate Democrats who uphold these same shitty systems that progressives are trying to fix. And that is a major benefit of running young candidates like Abdul or Summer Lee or Zoran Mamdani, who just had this amazing statement on the future of the Democratic Party that is very poignant right now after Abdul's win.
Seeing a lot of examples of what it can look like to have that focus on the working person. People who understand that affordability isn't just something you say, it's something you have to deliver. And that in doing this, we're not running away from the Democratic Party, we're going back to what the party used to be. You think about FDR and LaGuardia, you think about the New Deal. That's what the Democratic Party once was. That's what it could be again. And if we want to win, I think that's what we have to become.
Zoran is 110% correct here, right? The future of the Democratic Party is democratic socialism. And James Carville and John Fetterman and all these other talking heads can whine and complain and moan about how this is bad for Democrats and this is giving Republicans an advantage, because we all know that isn't true. Right? We all know that isn't true. Republicans are terrified of Zoran and Abdul and progressives all across the country because we stand for something. We are fighting for a better tomorrow, not to keep up the status quo, but to buck the system, and not for the interests of corporations and AIPAC, but for hardworking people, right? And Republicans are terrified of that. They want the, Democrats to just roll over and not do anything like they have been for the past 10 years or so, but people actually want some change. And the more people that hear this message, the more support we will have. Because as Abdul says right here on Jake Tapper's show, there are two different Americas right now.
Speaking of President Trump, last night he posted on social media a photograph of him and First Lady Melania Trump in formal attire, next to a photograph of you and your wife. You appear to be in a restaurant booth or something. Your wife is a psychiatrist. She's wearing a hijab. The caption was "Two very different Americas." What was your response when you saw that?
Yeah, he's right. One in which your overlords are two people who don't like each other but joint in the interest of making billions of dollars off of you, or two people who genuinely love each other, enjoyed some pancakes together, want to come together to build the kind of America where they can raise a family and know that that family is going to have the good things. So yes, you got two different visions of America. Donald Trump's vision is the one you're living in right now. Can you afford your gas? Can you afford your groceries? Do you believe, when you look your kids in the eye, that they're going to have a better future than you did? And Sarah and I are running because when we look our daughters in the eye, Amelie and Sirine, we want them to believe that they're every bit as able to have a better future than the one that they could have had under the Trump administration, that they can live together with their sisters and their brothers in America in a way where they lock arms to build the good things that they deserve together, where they know they'll have the health care that they need and good jobs, and that they don't have to go 15 minutes and know that there are kids who live 15 minutes away whose lives are very, very different than theirs because we've been for far too long okay with a level of inequality in this country. I want them to live in an America where they can breathe clean air and drink clean water. And actually, Sarah and I like each other. I don't know about the First Lady and the President, but from what I've heard, it's a bit of a rocky road.
Damn, Abdul just going straight for the jugular right here. No holds barred when it comes to our boy. We absolutely love to see it, folks, right? We do. Genuinely, this is the kind of energy that we need to be seeing across the political spectrum and all of the Democrats running right now, right? Like, and thankfully, we are seeing a lot of Democrats coalescing around Abdul El-Sayed in this moment, right? Once he won the primary, the Democratic Party at large has been very supportive because any good and honest and real Democrat understands that fighting and beating the fascist Republican Party right now is the main event, right? It is the goal. I'm looking at you, Bill Maher, or James Carville, John Fetterman, you hacks. But you know who actually believes this and is putting this into practice? Haley fucking Stevens. All right, look at this. Haley Stevens tells the Washington Post she plans to campaign with Abdul El-Sayed through November, uniting Democrats after a bitter primary. This is phenomenal, right? Say what you will about Haley Stevens, but that is a team player right there. That is someone who understands the assignment, who understands that actually beating the Republicans is the main goal, and is truthful in her dedication to beating Republicans on the basis of making her state better, right? Now, we have dogged Stevens a lot on this show, and she did a lot to deserve it, including taking $60 million of AIPAC money, but she is now done, right? She lost, and she's now doing the right thing. And she took the loss with grace and gratitude, and Abdul is taking her help in stride, right? This is the exact big tent party that the centrist Democrats always complain about not having. They want to have this big tent, and here it is in action, but they are butthurt because a progressive is in the driver's seat. But what will these centrist corporate Democrats say when the god king of the Democratic Party, Barack Obama, begins to work with Abdul El-Sayed? Oh, wait! It's already happening. It is already happening. Check this out. Former President Barack Obama and Abdul El-Sayed discussed Michigan's U.S. Senate race in a recent phone call. The campaign described the conversation as encouraging, with both looking forward to working together to unite Democrats ahead of the November general election. There it is right there. The proof is in the pudding. So what will James Carville and all these other corporate centrist Democrats who are trying to put their foot down and say, I will not work with these terrorist communists, or whatever the hell they're saying, right? What now? You have Obama, right? Michigan will never be a swing state again if we get that Obama endorsement for Abdul, right? And he takes home the victory. And with how he's been moving these past few days, and ever since the primary, my hopes are extremely high for the state of Michigan. And all of these centrist corporate Democrat shills who are just hell-bent on, I don't even know what anymore, being pawns for the Republican Party, all of those guys have to either step aside or get on the train because it is moving without you. And if you are as excited as I am about getting more progressives into office and just love progressive news, be sure to subscribe to US Democratic Socialists for more news exactly like this. But I think that's going to do it for me. I'm Iago Lashua. Hope you have a great day. Goodbye.